What was the environment like for you when you returned to America from Vietnam?
It was just indifferent. Nobody cared. Here we'd been running around this jungle I'd been in the jungle 15 months. I was in 4 different units. 3 of them were combat. I was in the 25th Infantry, and then I went to the 1st Cavalry in the North. And when you left Vietnam, it was like you were leaving. It was like coming from the moon or outer space back to Earth. Nobody knew what the experience was like.
How did your military service affect your worldview, politics, and filmmaking?
Well, Lauren, it was a world shakeup. It was a major shakeup. I came back. I put it this way. At first, I was just numb for a year. I was numb and alienated. I didn't protest. I didn't like the protesters, but it was a strange experience because you're alone in New York City, which is a gigantic city, and I had to adjust my thinking. I had to adjust everything. I had to become civilized again. I was used to, surviving. That was it. Every day mattered to survive. And when you come back to a system where everybody's running around trying to make a buck, profiting off, and doesn't care or think about the war, there was no thought about it. There was not even any discussions about it. Where I was from in New York, it was a sophisticated city. So I grew my way. I wrote a script called The Platoon, and it was about a real life platoon. But I mixed up all the characters from my 3 combat platoons. I took different characters from different platoons, put them into that one platoon, and made that story. The 2 sergeants that ran the show existed. I met them in 2 different platoons, Elias and the character called Barnes, sergeants, both platoon sergeants and squad sergeant. They were the dominant figures in my experience over there. I did another movie, Born on the 4th of July, and I actually wrote that in 1977. Born on the 4th of July was a Ron Kovic's story, and he'd been shot and paralyzed in the Marines. And through him, I got to know the world of the veterans. A lot of them had been wounded, and I got to know another world. So that was my first experience with the veterans here in the States, in Los Angeles, at the veterans hospitals. That changed a lot of my thinking. Of course, Ron was very anti-war.